one step closer. The government says it's close to locking down funding for a new hospital in New Providence. The health minister is on the record tonight saying when you can possibly see construction on the new facility. Plus, do more. Local fishermen are calling on the government to solve ongoing poaching concerns as they say it's becoming harder for them to make a living. Also, law enforcement seeing an uptick in petty stealing complaints linked to the internet. Find out what you can do to protect yourself. And then in our news at 7:30, the Free National Movement is calling an ongoing police probe into the Beaches and Parks Authority nothing more than a distraction. We've got the details as our news at 7 starts now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jamila Mizik, filling in for Candino Knowles. There are 3 significant financiers interested in providing funding for the new hospital for New Providence, according to Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville. Darville says he's hoping to break ground on the new facility in early 2024.
I'm pleased to report that we're having a lot of positive feedback. And we believe that we have narrowed the possible financing down to 2 or 3 individual financiers. That is being discussed with the Ministry of Finance. And when the details with the financing is completed, it will be my responsibility as Minister to notify the general public of where we are with the new hospital here in New Providence. But I'm pleased to report things are moving as planned. And I'm excited that we are now found 3 potential financiers for this particular facility.
In its blueprint for change, the Progressive Liberal Party promised to construct 2 new hospital facilities, one in Grand Bahama and one in New Providence. The government revealed the new hospital will be built on more than 40 acres of land in Perpal Tract and will cost nearly $300 million. He says the facility will be built on high ground and will be hurricane resilient.
We know that the facility will be designed to handle any Cat 5 hurricane in terms of wind. But when it comes to surge, that is an unpredictable factor, and we learned a great lesson from Hurricane Dorian because we had surges in Abaco and New Providence anywhere from 16 to 20 feet. And I can tell you for Grand Bahama, we had the ocean almost in the middle of the land. No one expected it. So in this particular design, we intend to ensure that we are able to design a facility that will not only be able to handle the winds, but also the surges.
In other news, a 46-year-old man will remain behind bars after dropping his appeal against an indecent assault conviction. In April, Christopher Ramming was sentenced to 18 months imprisonment for touching a 4-year-old girl's genitals. Ramming had initially appealed against his conviction and sentence, but he had a change of heart today and decided to abandon his appeal. Meanwhile, a busy weekend for immigration officials over the weekend as 37 foreign nationals were apprehended in Bimini. The group included 36 Ecuadorian nationals, that's 19 men, 16 women, and 1 minor. There was also a Dominican man. The group was assessed medically by local health officials and were then transported to New Providence for further processing. They are currently detained at the Carmichael Road Detention Center. Switching gears now, tonight local fishermen are speaking out over the issue of poaching, something they say has been ignored and unresolved for years, and they're simply fed up. Our Joshua Williams was at the Portisky dock today and has this report.
The saying, taking bread out of a man's mouth, also applies to life on the high seas. Fishermen tonight speaking out against the age-old problem of illegal poaching in Bahamian waters. Captain McCartney from Eleuthera says it's hard as poachers strip the waters of premium seafood.
It's taking bread out of our mouths because, look what they have to do right now. I got to sell conch. I can't go out there and go find a lobster. They taking all that stuff and carrying that stuff away, man. The other people for little and nothing. And we can't make bread in our mouth for us Bahamians.
Many of these poachers, McCartney says, operate around the southern islands.
They way down, they did it be off Ragged and then Bahamian down on the chains, almost close to where they live. They just come across and step in our waters, get what they get, and go back to their waters.
It's been well documented that poachers consist of different nationalities, one of which are Dominicans, with Defense Force officers often encountering them in Bahamian waters. While this fisherman is against illegal poaching, he says those foreigners that are employed on Bahamian-owned vessels contribute to the industry.
We as a country, we need foreigners to build. Right? You know, they want to be built. If they get rid of all the Dominicans, they don't look at this. If we get rid of all the Dominicans, all the fishermen, then the fishing industry can drop.
Now, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force has beefed up its efforts in recent years, patrolling waters to safeguard against poaching. Despite this, fishermen's cries remains the same.
We can put stipulation on it. I agree. You know, limit the amount of foreigners on these boats. And I'm begging the government, my Bahamian government, right now as I speak, put a stop to that now. But it could get terrible. I suppose I go get my license gun on. If they come on me, I can shoot the I might today.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Good evening, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Jamila. Good evening, everybody. Another warm day around the islands. You would think summer was gone. No, it's not quite gone. 88 degrees outside our studios right now with a few clouds. Your winds out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour. And your feels-like temperature is at 94. Around the islands tonight right now, it's 85 in Freeport as well as in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and in Nicholstown, Andros. Alistown, Bimini, 86 with some showers nearby. Great Abaco, you guys are also 86. Into the central Bahamas, 83, Kemps Bay, 84 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, that's the Exumas, Deadman's Key, Copentown, San Salvador, 85, and Copentown, San Salvador, you guys have some showers nearby as well. And then more 85s popping up in the southeast Bahamas with most locations. The only exception, Providenciales, you guys have a warm spot in the southeast. Temperature right now at 88. Satellite showing what we have out there. We do have a frontal boundary across North Florida. There's also a prefrontal trough that was across the northwest Bahamas that generated some showers and some thunderstorms. Early today, most of the activity is pulling out, but that front is expected to sag slowly towards the south. Should be just to the north of the Bahamas by tonight through tomorrow, so will keep us with some showers in the forecast. And of course, we have the system out there that is Hurricane Neely, which is still sitting out there in the open Atlantic, will continue to move towards the north and move out of our area. Some swells will affect us over the next couple of days, so boating conditions and swimming will be deteriorating by the end of the week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, police say they're seeing an uptick in cyber crimes. Find out what you should look out for when shopping online. Plus, local farmers walked away with over $50,000 in cash and prizes at the first Agrarian Awards. We've got the highlights from the event.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours.
There has been an uptick in petty stealing complaints as well as fraud matters, inclusive of criminals advertising items for sale. That revelation coming from the director of the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch, ASP Anthony McCartney.
For instance, we have persons advertise vehicles for sale. We find that persons would, not knowing the persons who are advertising the vehicles for sale, they would go deposit monies on an account, not verifying any of the information, not doing their due diligence, and hence that vehicle never materialize. And at the end of the day, they are without a vehicle and they've given up hard monies which they've worked for.
He's urging members of the public to research who they are doing business with.
You can visit your friendly neighborhood police station. If you are uncomfortable, have the transaction done in a public place. It doesn't necessarily have to be a police station, but we're asking you have that done in a public place where you have a witness. And like I say, get the information on the persons, as much information as you can on the person that you are conducting business with. The reality of it is that we're dealing with persons, unscrupulous persons, who make it bad for the persons who are legitimately conducting business in the public.
Now, cybercrimes are another area of concern for the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch. Our Italia Hall has a full report with the ASP during the 7:30 hour. Meanwhile, farmers across the Bahamas walking away with over $50,000 in cash and prizes this past weekend at the first ever Agrarian Awards. In his address, Agriculture Minister Jomo Campbell noted that the awards are intended to serve as encouragement to the nominees to showcase the transformative impact that networks and partnerships can have on the future of agriculture. The award for Female Farmer of the Year went to Whitlin Miller, who walked away with $10,000. Taking home the Prime Minister's Youth Male Farmer of the Year was Ventoy Bethune, his cash prize $5,000. As for School Farm of the Year, the H.O. Nash Junior High School took home that prize, winning $5,000 in supplies. The Agrarian Awards is expected to be held every 2 years. When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as an Italian island sees a surge in migrant arrivals. Plus, Canada records over 300 cases of E. coli as the doors of several daycare centers remain closed due to the outbreak. And Brazilian police are investigating what led to a plane crash that killed 14 tourists. Find out what led to the fatal accident when our news returns.
Doctors embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen visited the Italian island of Lampedusa, which is struggling with a surge in migrant arrivals, and promised a 10-point EU action plan to help Italy deal with the situation. Olivia Chan reports.
Nearly 126,000 migrants have arrived in Italy so far this year, almost double the figure by the same date in 2022. Lampedusa has recently seen a sharp rise in the number of people arriving by boat, with more than 7,000 landing this week. That's more than the island's permanent population. Von der Leyen set out a 10-point action plan to relieve pressure on Italy, where most migrants arrive from North Africa's shores by boat.
And therefore, I want to conclude by saying I came here to say to all of you, again, migration is a European challenge, and it needs a European answer and solution. It is concrete actions that will bring change on the ground. It is only through solidarity and unity that we can achieve this, and you can count on the European Union.
The plan includes using the EU's external borders agency Frontex to identify migrants in Italy and repatriate those not eligible for asylum. Von der Leyen added that she had already spoken to several EU leaders about the plan, and she was confident of their support. The EU chief's visit to Lampedusa came just a day after dozens of locals protested against a plan to build new tent camps to host migrants. This protester said Lampedusa can no longer take it. The surge in migrant crossings is a major political headache for Meloni, who took office in October last year and has made fighting illegal immigration a cornerstone of her rise to power. She reiterated on Sunday that the right approach is to prevent people leaving for Europe, not redistributing migrants around the bloc. On Monday, her cabinet will meet to approve tough measures, including building new detention and repatriation centers and extending the maximum time migrants can be held for.
Of Poland's upper house of parliament calling on the Polish government to come clean regarding what it knew about an escalating cash for visa scandal. The ruling Nationalist Law and Justice Party has put accusations that the opposition is soft on illegal migration at the heart of their campaign to win a third term in office. The government now faces opposition accusations that it was complicit in a system in which migrants received visas at an accelerated pace without proper checks after paying intermediaries. Meanwhile, AstraZeneca said on Friday its cancer drug Enhertu was recommended by the European Medicine Agency's Human Medicines Committee as a monotherapy to treat patients with a type of non-small cell lung cancer. The recommendation is based on the mid-stage data that showed Enhertu reduced the tumor by 49% and the median duration of response by 16.8 months in patients previously treated for lung cancer. The drug is already approved in the European Union as a treatment for patients with an advanced form of breast cancer. Meanwhile, more daycare centers have been closed in Calgary, Canada, as the patient count in an outbreak of E. coli infections continues to increase. There are now 342 confirmed patients, mostly children younger than 5. The outbreak was originally detected in early September and was officially declared on September 4th. 11 daycare centers and the central kitchen that served them were closed. Dr. Francesco Rizzuti, who is the medical officer of health with Alberta Health Services, says they're monitoring the situation.
Typically, in situations like this, outbreaks like this, we may not find a food source. Our main focus thus far has been to prevent any additional transmission or spread of this and to ensure that children are safe and have access to any care that they may need. As part of our investigation, what we're doing, so as I said, we have collected food samples. Our public health investigators are having phone calls with every child and their parents who has tested positive. As well, we are conducting stool testing of all attendees, all contractors and all staff who attended the daycare the daycares, which we have declared on outbreak. That's not all 11. Many of these were out of an abundance of caution.
Fierce waves lashed Canada's Nova Scotia province as the Lee storm system churned, packing hurricane-force winds that knocked out power lines and down trees. Lee made landfall on Long Island, a small island southwest of Halifax, with estimated maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour over the weekend. At least one storm-related fatality was recorded on Saturday. A motorist in the U.S. state of Maine died after a tree fell on his vehicle. In the Canadian province of Nova Scotia, around 120,000 people were without power on Saturday. Meanwhile, 14 people on a small jet died when it crashed in Brazil's northern Amazonas state on Saturday. The accident took place in the Barcelos province, some 248 miles from the state capital, Manaus. The Brazilian Air Force said in a statement that investigators from the Accident Investigation and Prevention Center had been called in to begin an investigation into the reasons for the crash of the small aircraft. Amazonas State Governor Wilson Lima told local media the victims were tourists, adding that the cause of the accident was an error in the route taken at the time of landing. And the parents of a Canadian man who was found dead after going missing in Grenada last week broke their silence. Liam Fisher's body was found days after he went missing. Fisher was studying medicine at a university on the island. The Royal Grenada Police Force issued a press release on Tuesday afternoon stating the 35-year-old had been last seen on Saturday, September 9th. 6 hours after the initial report by the police, investigators issued another release stating that they had found the body of a man in the same neighborhood where the run was taking place. His parents telling Canadian broadcaster CTV that foul play is not suspected, but the cause of death is not yet known.
He was in with the lead pack for most of the way, and then he faded towards the end. And then he never turned up at the finish line, where they actually found him close to the finish line, but hidden. It's just like, you know, if there's a 1,000 cracks, he fell through them all. It sounds to me like possibly some kind of medical emergency happened during the race.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was September 18th. Then in our news at 7:30, the Free National Movement is speaking out amid an ongoing investigation that saw its deputy leader called in for questioning by police. And it's lights, camera, action. The 15th Shakespeare in Paradise Festival is back in a big way. We've got the details when our news returns.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do
Welcome back to Our News. It's now time to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was September 18th. Let's take a look. On this day in Bahamian history, on the 18th of September 1973, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas joined the United Nations. In his remarks that day, then Prime Minister Sir Lyndon Pinling expressed heartwarming thanks on behalf of the Bahamian people. He also said the people of the Bahamas have similar aspirations and expectations as the billions of people who inhabit the earth and wish to live in peace, satisfy their needs, and not be dominated or coerced, while also being free from interference in the conduct of their affairs. Fast forward to 2015, then Progressive Liberal Party leader Perry Christie announced he planned on seeking re-election as the party's leader during the November convention.
But Christie indicated last night he's not going anywhere.
I will go in to that convention as the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. And I will come out of that convention as the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. If there's any doubt, I've taken the first step on that march that will have an outcome that is in the best interest of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So said, so done.
After months of speculation, last night was the first time Christie clearly indicated his political plans for the future. He was speaking at North Andros High School, where he told a crowd of some 300 supporters, "We are going to make this country work. We are going to make it work for you."
In 2019, irate teachers protested outside Carlton Francis Primary School. The furious teachers stood behind barricades as a dozen police officers guarded the school's entrance. The teachers were fed up as they demanded the removal of the school's principal at the time.
Enough is enough.
Veteran teacher Deborah Ramming was just one of several irate teachers outside Carlton Francis Primary School on Wednesday morning. Those teachers have sat out several times since the school year began last week Monday, forcing officials to bring in substitute teachers.
We're not fighting with the parents. We're not fighting with our students. We love our classrooms. We love our students. We just want a minister to do what he's being paid to do.
Says Monday's rest, Tuesday's rest. But here at Carlton Francis, even on Sunday, when teachers should be worried about lesson plan and planning for the children, they think about the stress.
Then in 2020, the Department of Social Services released a report revealing that domestic violence increased by 2% in the first 9 months of the COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, then Department of Social Services Director of Gender and Family Affairs, Dr. Jacinta Higgs, said the study by the Department of Gender and Family Affairs, in conjunction with the University of the Bahamas, showed mothers were the ones that contributed towards the violence in terms of beating or rowing. All right, that does it for our news at 7 p.m. To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. Joining us now is our Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia.
Thanks, Jamila. Well, the FNM is on the defense after a party official is questioned by police, and new nurses are set to be trained to help address an ongoing shortage. Here are your latest headlines. Standing together first tonight on Our News Live at 7:30. The FNM standing behind those who are part of an ongoing probe by police. They say it's a distraction. Plus, staying smart on the World Wide Web. That's the message from the director of the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch.
To be vigilant and to be cautious when they're conducting their financial affairs, knowing that there are persons out there who are trying to deprive you of the funds that you have.
Plus, the Public Hospitals Authority is building capacity. This as it launches its trained clinical nurse program. And later, Shakespeare in Paradise makes its return. Hear what you can expect this year with our Megan Shepard when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Collect verse access is as easy as grab a collect, scan a collect. Open your camera app, focus on the QR code, and click the link that appears. You own your collect verse experience. Take selfies, join the cultural referendum, and share with your friends. See content from local chefs, Olympic athletes, and cultural icons. Click is proud to be 50. Grab a Click, scan a Click. Get in the Click verse today.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Welcome to our news and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. The Free National Movement is standing behind those who are part of an ongoing probe into the Bahamas Beaches and Parks Authority. F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands telling us he believes the investigation is political, adding it seems government is trying to distract from high power bills, fuel prices, and the cost of groceries. Bertha McDermott reports.
Take the what's in your eye first before you go looking for the speck that's in your brother's eye.
The Free National Movement coming to the defense of the party's deputy leader, Shannon Don Cartwright, amid ongoing investigations into the Public Beaches and Parks Authority. Cartwright served as executive chairman under the Minnis administration. Last week, it was revealed that Cartwright was brought in for questioning. Deputy Commissioner of Police Lemon Delaveau recently told the Nassau Guardian the investigation should be complete in a few weeks, adding they're not looking into a certain person. Sands seems to think the investigation is just a distraction.
They need something to change the narrative, okay? 2 years in, and they have squandered goodwill. You know, I was going to say pissed away, but that's probably unparliamentary language, and I would prefer not to use that.
According to Delaveau, police are investigating alleged irregularities at the authority. Since taking office, the Davis administration raised concerns about the issuance of contracts at the authority under the former administration. Back in 2021, then Works Minister Alfred Sear said a rash of contracts were issued just before the election without board approval. 4 months after taking office, the government canceled all contracts at the authority, claiming external investigators found numerous lapses in internal controls.
But this administration, having awarded millions of dollars of no-bid contracts and millions of dollars in violation of the Procurement Act that they have modified, that they have amended, and they still don't follow the law, does not have the moral authority to say that anybody has acted ultra-virus.
Now, the F&M chairman says the party doesn't support any wrongdoings, adding it has no place in the Bahamas.
We stand with those people that are being questioned. There is in the Bahamas a presumption of innocence. You know, we are a party that supports transparency.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks, Berthany. Well, police achieving success by removing 10 firearms from the streets, 8 pistols, 2 assault rifles, and over 100 rounds of ammunition. Now, the Anti-Gang and Firearm Investigation Task Force charged 8 adults, 7 men and 1 woman in relation to the weapons and ammunitions that was seized last week. Now, officers from Operation Ceasefire, Operation Secure City, Southeastern Division, Saturation Patrol, and the Drug Enforcement Unit apprehended the 8 adults. It appears as if cybercrimes are becoming more and more prevalent. The online criminal activity involves a computer, network, or electronic device. Tonight, the director of the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch is telling you what to look out for.
Be vigilant and to be cautious when they're conducting their financial affairs, knowing that there are persons out there who are trying to deprive you of the funds that you have.
While cybercrimes are carried out on devices, other crimes target people. Director of the Financial Crimes Investigation Branch, ASP Anthony McCartney, confirming that recently there's been an uptick in cybercrimes, adding that social media is just one of the many platforms that fraudsters operate from as they try to scam people out of money. McCartney revealing that there's been an increase in banking accounts being taken over by hackers as well.
The customer is then locked out of their account. And now the suspect is able to transfer funds from the client's account to another account that he or she has identified, and that money is subsequently withdrawn.
He's asking the public to not give out their banking information, and that includes over the phone.
You know, with the ease of doing business in today's society, it is somewhat difficult to try and, minimize these chances of occurring.
As to how these matters are handled with police,
we take a report and we launch an investigation, which would entail us trying to identify who these persons are. There are a wide range of techniques that we utilize to try and identify who these perpetrators are. And once we do that, they are arrested and subsequently placed before a court.
And to the perpetrators? Once
we have a complaint, and a complaint is lodged against you and we identify who you are, we are coming at you with all of the resources that we have. We will be seeking to put you before a court, so the magistrate courts can give sentences up to 5 to 7 years. And in Supreme Court, we know that the penalty increases in the higher court.
All right, well, a cloudy start to the new work week, but what can we expect weather-wise over the next few days? Meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us now live in studio with our first check on weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Natalia. Well, the cloudy start really for the northwest Bahamas, central and southeast Bahamas doing a little bit better. There's a frontal boundary. We'll show that in our satellite picture. But that's pulling a lot of moisture across us and the warmer temperatures. 88 degrees outside our studios, a few clouds. The winds out of the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour. And the relative humidity factoring that in feels like a very warm 94. Satellite radar composite, that frontal boundary, as I mentioned, stretched across the Florida area, mainly across north-central Florida. And there's a frontal trough just ahead of that affected the northwest Bahamas earlier today with some showers, some isolated thunderstorms. The front itself will drop towards the south. It should park itself just to the north of the Bahamas over the next couple of days, and a low-pressure system is expected to form off of that front. We'll watch that because the National Hurricane Center has a low chance for formation, but in the meantime, high pressure dominates the remainder of the islands, and we're looking for some pleasant weather down there. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your tropics still to come.
Still to come on our news, more nurses will soon be trained through a clinical nursing program, all in an effort to address the ongoing nursing shortage. Also, BTVI forms a relationship with an international college. The hope is to provide more educational opportunities for students. Plus, Shakespeare in Paradise makes its return. All proceeds will go towards keeping the arts alive. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't.
The Public Hospitals Authority launching its trained clinical nursing program. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville says amid an ongoing nursing shortage, Darville telling the first cohort in attendance the facility is now registered under the Accreditation Association of the Bahamas.
This accreditation means that on completion, you will be recognized not only in the country, but various jurisdictions across the world. It will allow you to be able to stand proud to know that the program that you are in is a fully accredited program thanks to the hard work of our curriculum developers, Dr. Arbonette Roll, and the entire team at the PHA.
All right, great news. Well, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute adding to its growing list of partnerships with colleges and universities internationally. Institution officials signed a letter of intent with Algonquin College during a virtual ceremony this morning for 5 years. BTVI Interim President Dr. Linda Davis.
We believe that international cross-cultural exposure at other institutions of higher learning deepens experiences and allows for even greater exposure as we seek ways to diversify skills across a rapidly changing trades landscape.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, the wait is over. This as Shakespeare in Paradise makes its return. We'll tell you what you can expect.
Jazz has a history-making weekend. Anthony Strawn collects some hardware,
and UB Cross Country is headed back to Florida. Don't go anywhere, our sports is coming up next.
Light showers around the capital to start off the work week. Wondering what you can expect for the rest of the week? Well, Greg is back with your weather details when our news continues. Stay with us.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Today's sports update is sponsored by Michelob Ultra, distributed in the Bahamas by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits.
This is our news. Welcome back. Jazz Chisholm makes history to get the Marlins in the playoff picture, and Anthony Strawn medals in Oregon. Here's Tage Adley with a check on sports. Tage?
Thanks, Ty. It's great to have you back. Happy Monday. I'm Tage Adley here with another week of sports. Jazz Chisholm woke up on Saturday morning with no Grand Slams this season. Nobody on the Marlins had any. By Sunday night, that had changed quite a bit. Jazz Chisholm had a weekend of historic proportions to help his Miami Marlins sweep the Atlanta Braves and get into a wild-card slot. The star center fielder hit a bases-loaded shot on Saturday to help the Marlins to an 11-5 rout of the Braves. He followed that up on Sunday with another grand slam as his Marlins helped themselves to a 16-2 romp over the A-Town crew, securing the weekend series sweep and ousting the Cincinnati Reds from a wild-card slot. These were grand slams 1 and 2 for the Marlins this season. With his historic weekend, he's the first player in Marlins history to hit grand slams in back-to-back games. The Marlins have a chance to solidify their wildcard standings in the series against the Mets that starts tonight. Moving things over to the track, Anthony Strawn closed out her Diamond League season winning some hardware in Oregon. Anthony Strawn competed in the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, Oregon over the weekend. The sprinter competed in the 200 meters, finishing third in a time of 22.16 seconds. Once again, her training partner Sharika Jackson of Jamaica won, finishing this time in 22.57 seconds, and Marie-Josée Toulouse from the Ivory Coast came second, running a time of 22.10 seconds. Congratulations to Anthony on a great season. Bringing things a little closer to home, the UB cross country squad left for another meet in Florida. The University of the Bahamas cross country team left to compete in the Kaiser University cross country meet in West Palm Beach, Florida. Head coach Edna Roll has high expectations for his runners.
Last time we competed was 2 weeks. We've been putting in the mileage. They're ready.
And finally, before we go, the Bahamas Olympic Committee elections were recently held. Incumbent President Ramel Knowles ran unopposed, and a slate of executives will return for another 4-year term. That'll do it for sports today. I'm Tej Adderley.
Still ahead on Our News Tonight, Shakespeare in Paradise makes its return tonight. Wondering what you can expect this year? Our Megan Shepherd will fill you in right after the break. And another nice day in the capital as temperatures slowly cool down. Greg is back with your extended forecast when Our News returns.
Collect verse access is as easy as grab a collect, scan a collect. Open your camera app, focus on the QR code, and click the link that appears. You own your collect verse experience. Take selfies, join the cultural referendum, and share with your friends. See content from local chefs, Olympic athletes, and cultural icons. Collect is proud to be 50. Grab a collect, scan a collect. Get in the collect verse today.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We've invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome back to our news. Partly cloudy skies with warm temperatures on this Monday. Wondering how the rest of the week will pan out? Well, Greg is back in the Weather Center live with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia. Well, we could see a couple more showers. There's a frontal boundary and a surface trough to the north of us that's expected to park itself across the area, generating some isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly across the northwest Bahamas. High pressure will remain in charge of the remainder of the islands throughout the remainder of the week. But we do expect the low-pressure system to develop off of that. We'll show that in a short while. But the tropics still a little busy out there. And this is Nigel, not nearly. This is Nigel, still out there in the open Atlantic. Far eastern Atlantic, there's a strong tropical wave that's going to be coming off of Africa within the next, 12 to 24 hours. That will continue to track towards the west, and the National Hurricane Center is giving that a very high chance for formation. This is one we'll have to continue to monitor because its track is going to be more of a west-northwesterly motion, and it should approach the northern Leeward Islands by the end of the week. If it does form into anything, we'll continue to watch that one. And of course, Nigel out there, it's a Category 1 hurricane right now. It's going to be strengthening overnight, and it's actually expected to do some rapid intensification, so it's expected to become a major hurricane tomorrow. Will stay out there in the open Atlantic, should stay just to the east of Bermuda, and by the middle of the week and into the end of the week, the system will turn more towards the north and northeast and move further out into the open Atlantic. Closer to home, as I mentioned, surface trough, a front boundary cross area, generating some showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Most of the energy will be pulling out towards the north. And of course, as I mentioned, National Hurricane Center is going to be watching that area for the potential for some development by the end of the week. And that system out there in open Atlantic, as I mentioned, that's a high chance for formation through the remainder of the week. Doing any boating, beaching for the next day or two, it should be pretty nice. There's a slight chance for some rip currents. Winds will be east to southeast. That should be southeast, 10 to 15 knots. They will fall light and variable at times. Seas running 2 to 4 feet of the ocean. High tide will be at 10:43 tonight. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, we'll keep some showers in the forecast throughout the remainder of the week because of that frontal boundary hanging out towards the north of us. And then by the weekend, we expect conditions to be gradually improving. Sunny conditions, but those temperatures should be comfortable. They should be in the upper 80s to the low 90s. That's a look at our weather. Back to you, Talia.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, the 15th Shakespeare in Paradise Festival is all set to return. Several Bahamian actors have been rehearsing for weeks, and director Sarah Burnett says it's definitely a show you don't want to miss. Our Megan Shepard reports.
Every year we do a Shakespeare play as well as some other works, often a Bahamian play. So it's Shakespeare short tales, and You Can Lead a Horse to Water this year, which is a very renowned Bahamian play.
Actor Earl Francis Jr. is playing 2 characters in the play. The show opens September 18th, and Francis says audiences will be thoroughly entertained.
Our first show will be opening morning. It's going to be a blast. This show is a lot of fun. This play is very, very funny and very, very experimentative. So we'll be doing a whole bunch of impromptu stuff and character breaks and all that type of stuff. So it's going to be very, very fun.
Not to be outdone, Gabriel Decius has 3 roles in the play. He says the actors have put in special effort to add a special Bahamian twist.
You're going to get a good laugh. It's Shakespearean, so they speak in Old English. So a lot of thine tongue is going to consist of utilizing words that just aren't completely necessary. But it's great, especially if you're a poet. If you're a poet, you're going to love the way they speak. Also, I do recommend looking up just how they speak, just so you can get a grasp on it. Otherwise, we did a few things to make it, we've Bahamianized it. Just a tad, just for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Tickets are $30, and Burnett says all proceeds go toward a passionate community and helping to keep the arts alive at the Dundas.
We're open all week with shows. There's going to be a performance every night at 8 p.m. It will either be short tales or As You Like It. Same next week. And then after that, we also have You Can Lead a Horse to Water, which again is a very renowned Bahamian play. It's going to be very excellent.
It's been a great year, Shakespeare in Paradise. I was in one other play earlier this year that was great, and I went went to watch a few of the others that came on early in the year that were also just amazing. And the genre is also varied so much, from heavy topics to more lighthearted and comedy stuff. There's a range. There's something for everybody within these shows. And I think everyone should come and at least try and watch something. They're very entertaining, and it's great to see the Bahamian talent on display here at the Dundas.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepard.
All right, thanks for that, Megan, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.